Hello everyone, welcome to another Ratchet Repairs. As I stated last week, I'll be working on this little fella over here, which is the oversized CDO Series 102 Optimus Prime, the Rise of the Beast version. I just decided to add another light. Yeah, as I told you last week, I've been doing some mods on him, preparing him for some mods at least, and we'll be installing them today. I'll be starting with the wheels, but before I show you how to remove these wheels, which is actually quite easy, and the smokestack as well, I'll show you what the result will be on the other side, because I already done this side and noticed that I didn't properly tie this screw in. But yeah, this is how the wheels will look on him, and the smokestack as well. I might be considering to actually make this a little bit shorter and put it on top of the butt mode itself to make it a little bit more compact, but we'll see. For now this is doable, and it looks like it's enough. I also removed the screw thingy from the box that's usually hangs here. I'll be making a new one, or I'll be making a hinge to actually fold it in here. So the idea is to actually have it stored in here and then come outside to this point for robot mode when it's needed. But first things first, the wheels. It's quite easy. I'll take this one off for now because I still need to screw that in. To take the wheels off, there are two pegs inside there, over here, and one on the other side. What you need to do is get a screwdriver, stick it in. And then there's a screw inside there, which you can actually remove. There you go. And then it allows you to install the new wheel. I'm not going to install this one because I actually noticed that with printing there's been a little bit of a mistake over here. I tried to get it corrected by setting it down. I don't know if it will work. I need to sand a little bit further, and then I need to drill the hole, because as you can see it's filled up with resin. So I might just print a new one and make it easy on myself, or I'll use this one. We'll see in the future. But basically you need some new screws, a little bit longer and a little bit thinner, because this hole is not the same size as the screw that came out of it. And you don't want that big of a hole in there, I think. So yeah, just replace the screw, put it in, and you can install the wheel as if it's always been there. I didn't screw them all in, as you can see by the wheels falling off, because I still need to paint everything. But for now I'll just mount them so you can see what it looks like. And the same goes for the wheels on the rear. I hope you can see it. There's a peg over there, which is probably easier to see on the bottom. There you go. 2 times, just push them in, pull them out, and then you're good to go. And you got some spare wheels if you want to. So here we have him again. As you can see, I already installed the wheels. It's basically just a screw them in, and you're good to go. For now I installed this one. I'm still not sure if I'll be using it, but for now, hey, it's a wheel and he can hold on. So next thing to do is to take this little box off, and I'll fix something for that one later. And just as the same one on the other side, it's just a big screw holding it into place. I actually like how this, I like the hinge they made for it, because it actually has a lot of detail on it that you can actually add some paint to if you want to do it. But yeah, I just don't like the box sitting there and just ruining the line of the car. It's a big screw, by the way, so it can go back again and it will hold everything in place once more. And there we have it. I'm still looking into the feet because I don't like how they stick out. I would really wish if it would just flush with the front. But for now, this is what we got to work with, so I'll leave it at that. What I can do now is I will do the smokestack, and as before, I'll be printing new ones for these because I actually had to remove the pin, this bit. And I need to make sure that I can put a screw in on the bottom, which I forgot on the new design. That said, it's an easy fix, so I don't worry about it that much. So for now, let's get the smokestack and put it in. Before I forget it, it used to come with this. I actually installed a little bit of plastic. It's just styrene. Just cut it into place, make sure it fits, and then you're good to go. It's just basically this, and then I'll just add some putty on top of it to make sure that everything looks flush. Sand it down and it will be pretty and everything will be red, because this actually doesn't do anything than just be open on the truck as well. So in robot mode it doesn't do much for the figure, and it doesn't do much for the figure in alt mode, so we can just sand it down and fill it up. And then we'll fill the gaps in later with some putty. But they're not going anywhere anymore. You can also choose to just put some putty in there, but I always find it just a little bit too heavy. But yeah, let's get the new smokestack in. And that you need to do a little transforming already. Here we go. Now this is quite easy. Just take it out and put the new one in. And here we are. And then it's just basically the same process as before. If only I want to remove this one as well, because we don't need it anymore. And then I said before, with the box closed, it just fills up the cap. Nothing to worry about. Still looks nice. Only it will give a nice surface to add some red to. And like I said before, I may have not shown it before because it pops around quite easy. So I need to tighten the joint a little bit by just adding a dab super glue somewhere. Yeah, I mentioned the smokestack arm before. I'll explain what it does. As you've been bored, this is how it looks when it's on the truck. Smokestack pointing to the rear, and it's all the way out there. But for the robot mode, you want the arm to look like this, and then you need to move this back a little bit, all the way to the back, and of course, center the smokestack so it points outward to the rear. And especially if everything is chromed, it will look quite nice. I can assure you. So yeah, that bit of the arm is done. Next up is the hand. This one is really straightforward. What you need to do is take this piece out, find a way to remove the hand, which is quite easy on this. You just need to pop the mushroom tag off and then it's gone. And there you are. Yes. Now for the new hand to fit, this needs to be eliminated. There we are. Send it down a little bit. And I did the same with the other hand, which actually has... I started doing it on the other side, but I'll show you later. But yeah, I forgot to check on which hand the thumb was, so I put it on the wrong one. So I needed to fix it. Thankfully, I found it out before I glued it in. So it basically is the same size. I'll show you a link in the description below. Also bought at DP Robot Store. It just goes there. Basically, it's that simple. Just glue it on and make sure everything fits properly. So send it down a little bit. So with the new smokestack and the arm amputated, I'll touch the hand. we can actually fix it by adding a little bit of glue. Make sure you fit the right hand with the right arm. Make sure that the thumb points inwards. Not that I would make a mistake like that. But that's one. What you want to do is make sure that all the gaps have got a little bit of baking soda in them. Just add a little bit of super glue to make it into a solid plastic. You can always sand the hands off later if you want to make sure that it looks pretty when you paint it. But altogether, movable hands on a figure like this is basically a must. So here we are. I'll just complete transformation because we'll be moving on to the next bit, and which is his head. So here we go. There you have Prime in his robot mode with the new wheels and the new hands. So this looks a lot better already, in my opinion, which of course is humble and nimble. But I also made him this little bit, which is a new head sculpt. Like I always do with my heads, it's just on the ball joint, a socket. The socket will be installed inside of the neck, and he'll have his new head installed. So in order to do that, we need to do a little surgery on him, which is still need to take him apart a little bit, and I need to show you this is how the neck joint looks normally, and I need to figure a way out how to get the socket in there. So first things first, the saw. No! So no more place for his head to go, but at least there's a little hole which I can work with. I'll just get my drill and then I'll drill some holes. With the NPM/BMB/ and his all his knockoffs and improved versions. It's easier to remove this bit because this is actually a piece of roof on this one, but it's a separate piece on the others, the NPM and the variants. So it actually makes it a lot easier to model and cut a hole for it. That said, here we are. This is a hole. It looks nice and square, which is exactly what we need. So we can actually install his new head in there. So. In order to do that, you just need to test fit first. And this looks spot on. Add a dab of glue onto the piece that's going in there. Just make sure that if you're using a ball joint to install it like I am, that you don't add any where the ball joint might join, or else it will have a permanent ball joint in there. So here we are. And like with everything I do installing stuff, I'll just add a little bit of baking soda on there. So with all that done, it's now time to install Prime's head. I actually included a LED in there already to show you the result. Turn down this light a little bit. Remember, this is not painted yet, so it actually looks a bit weird. There's a lot of paint coming through. But basically this is the look Prime will have with his head done and his shoulder mods, his hand mods. He likes it. And the smokestacks turned the proper way. But yeah, Prime getting there. So yay. For references, this is the original size of the head. And I think this looks a little better, because now he actually looks like a Prime. With the head, I don't know if I showed you this before, but let's get him off again. There is this little cavity in there to store the mount plate. If you're not using it, you can put it in there. And if you're using it, it just goes on his face. Like this. And he is ready to go. So the mount plate stores in the back of his head. Or on his mouth, so there's always storage and you don't lose stuff if you're putting it in there. So here you go. Prime with his new wheels, with his smokestacks, and with his new head. Ready for battle. Or in this case, ready for paint. So for you, a couple of seconds might have passed. For me, actually, a full day went by. So still Prime, still looking quite primey, with the exception that all the bits I added to him look a bit grayish, which is quite obvious because I used gray resin to print it. For now it's time to fix that. So what I'll do is I'll take this guy apart and then we'll start the painting process. I'll need to do some sanding on some bits. I already started with knee pads. And then it's, yeah, it's up to the paint booth with Mr. Optimus right here. So without further ado, let's start tearing him apart, limb from limb. So after accidentally hitting play, but you all guys know how it feels to demolish an Optimus Prime. So here he is in his primal bits, ready for paint. So I'll be using bright red, fire truck red for his red parts, and I'll be using pearl metallic blue for all the blue bits, including his head. He didn't have that much metallic on him in the movie, but I kind of like it a little bit better than the blue he had. So yeah, it's called artistic license or something, and I'm intend to use it to the fullest extent. So without further ado, hit the music and then we'll hit to that bit right over there, which is called a paint booth. So here we go. So while the red bits take some time to cure, obviously I have several other colors to use. So I'll be going with the mica blue. And I'll be tackling this bit, collection of parts. So here we go. So with all the blue parts painted, the red parts painted, there's just a lot of chrome left to do, which I'll be using green stuff chrome metal for. They say it's clear, you can add a clear to it, so I'm hoping they're right, because I really need it to have a clear on it to look the way it shoots. But there's only one way, and that is to try. So here we go. So and after a while it looks like this. I'll just curing, so it's going to be there for like a couple of days. I think 2 or 3, especially with the chrome bits that actually look quite nice at the moment. So it needs a couple of days to cure, and then I'll just be able to clear coat everything, leave it for another couple of days, polish everything and put them back together again, and then I'll do the details. So that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys in the next video next week, where I put Humpty Dumpty back together again and make sure he looks as pristine and pretty as he did in the movie, before I rough him up and make him look like he did in the movie. So thank you for watching. Hope you like, hope you subscribe, and I hope to see you soon in the next video. Thank you.